In the wake of Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma, the FTC has reported, Federal Trade Commission has reported that there are some scams that are coming to light. And we know, historically speaking, that during certain times, charity scams are a big deal. In the past, it's typically been around the Christmas time and the end of the year, basically, because people are feeling very generous, and also there are tax implications to donating to charities. So regardless of the motivation, charity scams pop up on there's a regular basis. And obviously when you have terrible disasters and people are wanting to help, wanting to donate items or cash, they simply want to do something to help those who have been affected by disastrous storms. And in the case of Hurricane Harvey and Irma, I haven't seen anything yet that have come to light through our hotline or through our online complaint system, but we know it's really more or less a matter of time. And what we try to do is encourage people to do a couple of things. One is to look out and be aware of those red flags that identify at least a questionable charity pitch that's coming their way, but then also to look for and participate in the charities that have been around for a long time, have an established record of success, and that are really recognizable, such as the Red Cross or the Salvation Army or United Way. I mean, those are charities that, Catholic Charities is another one. It's an organization. They've been around for a long time, and they're devoted to helping people all the time, and especially in times of great need. So you can search out those organizations by going to the Voluntary Organizations Assisting in Disasters. That's VOAD for short, but search them out because, number one, you'll find the national charities on that list, but then you'll also have local charities that have been vetted by the state VOAD organizations. So you can be assured that if you're going to be donating money to these organizations right there on the ground in those disaster areas, that your money is going to be well spent. If you should get a solicitation, be real careful about what you're hearing from somebody who's claiming to be a charitable organization. They may call themselves something very similar to those recognizable charities, but just a little bit off. So it makes it sound like they're legitimate, but they may not be. If you get a link that comes your way via email and you go to a website again and it's very close to that organizational name, be somewhat leery about that and certainly do a ton of research. You might go to the website of the Department of Financial Institutions, because most charities that do business in the state of Wisconsin have to be registered. So you can find out if they're registered. You can also find out how much money of your donation is going to be used for the intended purpose, whether it's 95% administrative fees and then 5% going over there. That's not a really good ratio at all. So you want to be very, very careful about that. The other thing is, if you get a pitch that is really aggressive and somebody is not interested in giving you a bunch of information about their organization, or even asks you to wire money right away, that's something you want to be definitely leery about. We know that the Federal Trade Commission and the Inspector General's office and the FBI have busted people in the past who have claimed to be a victim and essentially set up kind of a crowdfunding site, because that's one of the new things, the crowdfunding. And suddenly something shows up and maybe they have exclusive photos, or they're really tugging at your heartstrings because of their personal problem that they're running into based on this particular storm. Now, the case that I was referring to before was a cancer-related operation. Well, okay, something similar to that could very easily occur here, where you get sight of somebody who is claiming that they have they or their family have been devastated by this, and they're appealing for $5 and $10 donations and hoping that the volume will be such that they will be able to get help in a significant way. You have to be careful about those because, number one, it's a direct appeal, and you may think $5 or $10, it's not that much if I lose it or if this isn't legitimate, but really that's $5 or $10 that could go to truly a legitimate charitable organization that is looking for any and all donations. So if you run across a crowdfunding appeal, really do your research a lot. Use Google to your advantage and type in certain code names that you see or searchable names that you see in this particular appeal to find out if any questionable items may show up on your Google search. So again, it's something that you don't want to fall victim to that no matter how much it might be worth. So rather, go through the charitable organizations that you know and trust, and even if it's a local organization, they may have ties to these areas where disasters have occurred, but there at least you can be assured that your money is going to be used as it was intended.